Hello and welcome back to Permaculture for Beginners. In episode 1, we introduced what permaculture is and why it matters. Today, we are going one step further by exploring the 12 design principles of permaculture. Now, these principles might sound a bit abstract at first, but they're actually very down to earth. They're here to help us observe more closely, plan more wisely, and make choices that support both people and the planet. Let's go through them one by one with simple examples to show how they work. Principle 1. Observe and interact. Before you do anything, stop and take a proper look. Watch how the sun moves across your space. Notice where the wind comes from. Pay attention to how people, animals, and water move through the landscape. You can't design something well unless you understand it first. If you want to grow vegetables, don't just start digging. Observe what the sunniest spots are and where the water tends to collect. Principle 2. Catch and store energy. Nature gives us energy. The sunlight, rain, wind, even heat from compost. Permaculture teaches us how to make use of everything. Collect rainwater in buckets and barrels, grow food when it's in season, or install a solar panel if you can. Even preserving food from the summer for winter is a way of storing energy. Principle 3. Obtain a yield. This one is very simple. Make sure your efforts give you something back. That might be food, herbs, firewood, eggs, compost, or even a sense of satisfaction. It reminds us not just to design for theory alone, but for real, useful results. Principle 4. Apply self-regulation and accept feedback. If something's not working, fix it or change course. Nature constantly adjusts itself. We should do the same. If you've planted too much of one crop and it's attracting pests, diversify. If your compost is too dry or too wet, adjust it. This principle is about being honest, noticing patterns, and learning as you go. Principle 5. Use and value renewable resources and services. Instead of relying on fossil fuels or chemicals like pesticides, look for renewable alternatives, things that can be replenished. Use mulch instead of weed killer, compost instead of buying fertilizer. Use chickens to clear weeds or produce manure instead of machinery. Let nature do some of the work. Principle 6. Produce no waste. In nature, nothing is wasted. Everything is reused or recycled. Permaculture encourages us to copy that model. Kitchen scraps become compost. Old clothes become rags. Leaves become mulch. Grey water can irrigate plants. It's not just about being perfect, just about doing better with what we already have. Principle 7. Design from patterns to details. Start by looking at the big picture, then move to the finer details. If you're designing a garden, first think about the overall layout, where the paths are, the beds and the water sources go. And only after that do you decide what vegetables to plant where. Patterns in nature, like spirals, waves, and branching, can also inspire our designs. Principle 8. Integrate rather than segregate. When things work together, the whole system becomes stronger. Planting beans next to sweet corn and squash, a combination known as the Three Sisters, helps each plant thrive. Beans fix nitrogen, corn provides support, and squash shades the ground. The more connections between elements, the more resilient the system. Principle 9. Use small and slow solutions. We often want to fix everything at once, but slow and steady tends to work better. Example: build one raised bed well before expanding. Try out composting on a small scale before scaling up. Plant a few fruit trees and learn what works in your climate. This principle encourages patience and care over quick fixes. Principle 10. Use and value diversity. Diversity makes systems stronger in nature and in life. In a garden, a mix of plants attracts different insects, improves the soil, and spreads the risk of pests or disease. In communities, diversity brings new ideas and different skills. Avoid putting all your eggs in one basket, in every sense. Principle 11. Use edges and value the marginal. The edges of things where one system meets another are often the most fertile and productive places. Think of the edge of a forest or where a pond meets land. These areas often support more life and more activity. The edges of garden beds are great for planting. Vertical spaces like fences or walls can be used for growing too. Even people and ideas on the edge of the society can offer a new perspective. And finally, Principle 12. Creatively use and respond to change. Change is always happening in the seasons, in your soil, in your life. Instead of resisting it, permaculture teaches us to work with it. If your garden floods in the winter, create a swale or water feature. If a plant fails, try something better suited to the condition. It's always about adopting, learning, and repeating. So, to recap, here are the 12 principles again. Number 1 is observe and interact. Number 2 is catch and store energy. Number 3 is obtain a yield. Number 4 is apply self-regulation and accept feedback. Number 5 is use and value renewable sources. Number 6 is produce no waste. Number 7 is design from patterns to details. Number 8, integrate rather than segregate. Number 9 is use small and slow solutions. Number 10 is use and value diversity. Number 11, use edges and value the marginal. And finally, number 12 is creatively use and respond to change. You don't need to memorize them all right away. Just start by applying one or two where they make sense and build up from there. In the next episode, we'll go outside, at least in our minds, and learn how to observe and assess a space before designing anything. We'll talk about mapping the sun, the wind, the water, the shade, and human activity, and how to start noticing the invisible patterns around you. Thanks for joining me for episode 2 of Permaculture for Beginners. If you found this useful, please feel free to subscribe or share it with someone you might enjoy. And if you've used any of these principles already, even in a small way, let us know in the comments. See you next time.